Hello, Pisces, and welcome to this, your March 1st through March 15th reading and predictions. For those of you who are new here and decided to trust and click on this video, thank you so much for joining me. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. Now, before I dive right in, I just have one really special request. If you look at the number of subscribers I have, I'm this close to finally achieving my first level of monetization here on YouTube. In order to achieve my first level of monetization, 2 years into making these videos for all of you, I need 500 subscribers and I need 3,000 watch hours. So if you wouldn't mind doing me this small favor of clicking on the subscribe button as well as watching this video all the way until the end so that both your subscription as well as your watch time will count towards the monetization of this channel. That way I can get these messages out to so many more people. Also, right at the end of this video, Pisces, we all have burning questions all of the time. And the vast majority of the questions we want answered require yes, no responses. So at the very end of this video, the last feature that I have will be pulling cards from a specific deck that has nothing but yes and no answers. So prepare a question and we will pull a card for you and see what the answer is based on what the universe wants to send out there to you. Now, Pisces, the last reading that I did for you, I'm just pulling up my notes here. Last reading I did for you covered the time frame February 15th through February 29th. You were given two messages: budget your money and love is your energy, but you were also asked to go within and heal your heart. There was something emotional that you had been holding on to that was not serving your highest good. And so you were asked to heal your heart. There was also a final message in your last reading about watch out for too good to be true. If there was an offer coming across your desk saying, "Woo, make all this money, yay!" It may have been a little bit too good to be true. I'll leave that up to you to decide, Pisces. Of course, as always, you have free will. So, just a reminder, this is a general reading. You have free will. There is nothing in this reading that has to 100% come true. This reading is a general reading for all of the Pisces out there based on their current trajectory, and you have free will to change that at any moment. I don't know why I went there with this month. I don't very often put that into my readings anymore. I used to. Um, so yeah, I'm not quite sure why that came up for you, Pisces, but it did. For those of you who don't know, I do somewhat go into trance and channel while I'm doing readings. So, um, I don't actually remember what comes up. All right. So we do have four cards that have come out for you for where you're at now here as I sit doing this reading for you at the end of February. We have the Nine of Pentacles coming out for you, and I do apologize for this not coming fully into focus. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Eight of Cups. So let's dive into your reading. Reading these in the order in which they came out, going from the Nine of Pentacles through to the Eight of Cups. You do have two eights in this reading, so do watch for eights coming up, perhaps the 8th of March. No, I'm actually getting watch for the 18th of March. Pisces. I don't know why, because this reading is intended to cover the time frame from March 1st through March 15th, and yet for whatever reason I'm picking up watch for March 18th. There's something important coming up there for you, so just be on the lookout for that. But where you're at now, we do have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of, all right, I am comfortable where I'm at right now. I'm feeling okay. Yes, there is more that I would absolutely like to achieve. There is more that I would like to dive into, but there isn't that urgent push towards something new, something exciting. Having said that, however, you do have the Eight of Wands coming in right after the Nine of Pentacles, which indicates there may be something new that you're working towards manifesting at this time. You're working towards, oh, but okay, so with this Nine of Pentacles, I've achieved and I'm comfortable and I'm sitting here reading my book in the afternoon, enjoying my glass of wine, and all of my pentacles are growing up here on my tree, and, they'll be ripe for the picking soon. And, I've got kind of all my ducks in a row, but as I sit here drinking my wine and chilling out in the afternoon, I've got this Eight of Wands coming in, and the Eight of Wands is about kind of stirring things up. Have a look at the picture on this card. And this is a card of, all right, well, I kind of achieved what I wanted to achieve and my life looked really calm, but now I'm going to throw all my wands up in the air and stir up a storm and see what else I can come up with. And that moves us into the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Eight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune both have this similar meaning of, I'm going to put something else new and exciting out into the world and see what comes up. Wheel of Fortune is about spinning this wheel of life, wheel of luck, wheel of exciting opportunities, and seeing what comes in. Now, typically, when the Wheel of Fortune comes up in a tarot reading, it's good news. It means that there are new and exciting opportunities presenting themselves. And like I said, this card as well with this Eight of Wands is also about, like, let's stir the pot a little bit. The caveat is that the Eight of Wands has a slightly more negative connotation than the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is, there's something new right around the corner. Let's spin this. Your life is going to take a turn, but a turn for the positive because fortune is coming in. It says it right there, Wheel of Fortune. The Eight of Wands has more of this sense that things are being turned around for you. Things are being stirred up a little bit. It may feel like you have too much on the go, like you're trying to juggle too much. It is still a card of opportunity, new opportunities coming in, but you may feel like you've got too much going on, like it's a little bit of a tornado. Let me remind you that when there is a tornado or a hurricane, the best place to be is right in the middle of it. There is a calm in the middle of it. So just remember that as you're experiencing this, and let me also point out that both of these cards indicate that the change that's coming on it's coming for you. You may already be feeling it right now, Pisces, but this change is self-induced. You've done it because you were comfortable, but you went, yeah, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life either. I mean, I'm comfortable, but like let's kind of stir things up a little bit, wave our magic wands and see what else is out there, right? The final card that you have is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is about walk away from something. You'll notice the character on the card has her back turned to her Eight Cups over here, and she is walking away without turning around and looking back. So this is indicating, Pisces, that at this time, at the end of February, there is something that you need to walk away from. Being Cups, it's probably, again, as it was in your last reading, something emotional that you need to walk away from. There's an emotional attachment to something, but ultimately this Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Wands is about something new and exciting, just hovering on the horizon for you to dive into. Eight of Wands as well. I do want to mention, it's just come in for me. Eight of Wands sometimes indicates travel is in your near future. Just putting that out there. It's a possibility. I'm sensing, Pisces, that the travel may be more, eh, it's not solely recreational. There may be a work or financial component to your travel, but that's not to say that you're not going to enjoy yourself as well. Let's go into what you are focusing on. And as we know, our thoughts create our reality. What we are focusing on, we are working towards manifesting, whether that be conscious or unconscious. Sometimes we have cards show up in this aspect of the reading, and people are like, I don't want to manifest that. Well, yeah. All right. So we do have three cards that came up. Pisces, you saw me pull these cards. I cannot make this up. Just as I started shuffling this deck, I went into the Eight of Wands can also potentially suggest travel. Hopefully that's coming into focus for you. Right down here at the bottom. Traveling. This card corresponds to the Eight of Wands. Same card. Exact same card as this one. Different depictions on them, but same meaning. It is an indication, and you'll notice as well, this Eight of Wands looks a little bit like a bit of a storm on it, as does this one. This one also shows a little bit of a storm brewing, but also the sun is coming out in behind those clouds, indicating that, it's not all bad. Sometimes we have to go through a little bit of upheaval in order to be able to achieve the changes in our lives that we hope to manifest. Now, the fact that you have the Eight of Wands in where you are at now, and you have the Eight of Wands as the first card coming up for what you're focusing on is an indication that this energy is really powerful for you right now. There is a sense of overwhelm. Excuse me, I'm just going to pause this for one moment. Sorry about that, Pisces. My son came in and he has asked that he not appear in my videos. He does not want to be out on the internet. So I paused it and here we go. So, like I was saying, the fact that you have the Eight of Wands in where you're at now here at the end of February, as well as what you're focusing on for the first half of March, is indicating a couple of different things. It's indicating that you are in the process of stirring up energies in your life right now. It is an indication that perhaps you were feeling a little bit stagnant and you were looking for some more excitement and energy. It is also an indication that you may be doing some traveling in the very near future, traveling both for the purpose of work as well as pleasure. Now, also in what you are focusing on for the first half of March, you have the Five of Rainbows, also known as the Five of Pentacles. Now, this card is a card of feeling like an outsider. Some people look at this card and go, I don't want to feel like the outsider. I want to fit in. I want to be part of the clique. I want to be part of the the popular group. Okay. In actual fact, being the outsider is more beautiful than you could ever possibly imagine because it means that you are the innovator. It means that you are the starter. But the Five of Pentacles also has the meaning of if you do need help in something that you're doing or working on, don't be afraid to ask for help as well. And finally, in your focus, on what you're focusing on, you have the Lovers. Yay, Pisces. Pisces, are you looking for a new partner? Are you looking for more romance in your life? So, this card for the three different factions that are out there. If you are already in a committed relationship and you are not seeking a new romantic partner, this card in what you are focusing on may be an indication that what you are focusing on is having a change or a shift in your relationship to have more romance, more excitement, more spice in your life. I do want to point out again, going back to these two Eight of Wands that you have, it could be that you have intentionally done something in your life or your relationship in order to cause a stir in your relationship. That's for those who are already in a committed relationship. This card coming up for those of you who are single and seeking may indicate that just right on the horizon, your newest romantic partner might be like right around the corner, it might be coming in. You might be meeting that person. You may have already met them, but you weren't sure if it was romantic or not. That's what this card indicates. And for those of you who are single and not seeking, this card coming in may indicate that there is some kind of partnership on the horizon for you, whether it be a partnership of your company with another company, whether it be someone coming in that you may choose to partner with, not so much on a romantic basis, but partner with so that both of you can build your business. That's what this card indicates. So there is partnership as a focus for you, Pisces, moving in through the first part of March. Now, let's move into difficult influences and challenges. Difficult influences and challenges for Pisces for the first half of March, please. Okay, so we just have the one card that has popped out. We have the Three of Wands. Okay, Pisces, the Three of Wands is in its normal upright position in a reading. The Three of Wands is about having made a decision and moving forward on that decision or that choice. The Wands, the suit of Wands is ruled by fire. Fire is about taking action on things. But having the Three of Wands in the difficult influences and challenges here in your reading is an indication that you are either struggling to make a decision or you've made a decision and you haven't yet put it into action. You're not yet taking action on it, and you're feeling like you don't want to step out into this. Again, I'm bringing up this outsider. Okay. Oftentimes, if the Three of Wands comes up in difficult influences, it's because we're hesitant to change. We're hesitant to step into this energy of being someone who we were not in the past. This may involve, as we change and shift ourselves, it may involve some of our old friends falling away. Some of our family members going, "Why are you doing that?" And it may involve some criticisms of who we thought we were, who everyone else thought we were. Now, we've recognized that we are not that person and we are changing and we're shifting and we're throwing this Eight of Wands and this Wheel of Fortune into things. We're walking away from something with this Eight of Cups. And yet there's still a hesitation because there is this fear or this sense that we're going to lose friendships and connections from the past. So that's just kind of your caveat. It's your heads up. Um, you know, it's still, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's still free will and free choice for you, Pisces, as to whether you want to move forward with this Eight of Wands energy and this upheaval and this sort of hurricane that you've created for yourself, putting a lot of things out there, changing and shifting, you know, the outsider, maybe traveling, right? It's still your choice whether you want to do that or not. This card is saying that from March 1st through March 15th, you might be bumping up against that and going and wavering ever so slightly on your decision. Does that mean that all of this time and effort that you've put into making this change or this shift is wasted? Absolutely not. It just means that you are being a little bit tested by the universe as to your commitment to this new path that you've chosen. Let's move into messages from the universe. Messages the universe wants you to hear at this time. All right. We just have the one message. Everyone has value. This is an important card to come up when the Lover's card comes up, especially when the Lover's card comes up alongside the Eight of Wands twice. Everyone has value. Always remember that. We'll leave it there. Let's move into, there we go. We're going to pull cards for you for the unexpected. All right. In your unexpected, hmm, you have two cards in your unexpected, both from the Suit of Swords. Now, the Suit of Swords does correspond to the mental or to the mind. It is a very intellectual card coming from an intellectual place. Now, you now have two cards in your reading, Eight of Wands that were the same meaning. You now have a second pair of cards with identical meanings in them. You have this Eight of Cups, which was walk away from something that is no longer serving your highest good. It's walking away from something that is likely emotional. And now you have the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords has a very, very similar meaning to it. Walk away from something that is no longer serving your highest good. Now, the Eight of Cups is about walking away because you're very emotionally attached to it. This is very intellectual, and this one has no emotion attached to it. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm done. Yep, bye-bye. I'm not dealing with this anymore. The Eight of Cups here at the end of February, moving into the beginning of March is, well, I know I need to walk away, but I still have feelings for the person and I owe them something. And, I know I should walk away. It's got that sense to it. This Six of Swords coming up in your in your unexpected is you've moved beyond this Eight of Cups, moved beyond this sense of I owe it to someone else to stay in a situation that's not serving my highest good. That's an emotional attachment. You've moved away from that and you are moving into this. Okay, I just need to do this. I need to do this for me. Drop the bomb. I'm out of here. All right. So there is absolutely something that you need to walk away from. And also in your difficult influences, you have the Nine of Swords. Now, this is a card of lying awake in bed at night, worrying. It's a card of making mountains out of molehills. And this card coming up in your unexpected really, to me, explains why perhaps you have not done this walking away yet. And it may be that you have um, an attachment to, you don't want to change. I have this sense like you're feeling like, well, that was my last opportunity for this, my last opportunity for that, my last opportunity to, um, you know, spend every waking moment with someone or, you know, but the reality is that life is always changing and shifting. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is about. That's what this Eight of Wands is about. Life is always going to move forward. And the reason that you have the Three of Wands in your difficult influences is because there is this fear of moving forward. Why do you have this fear of moving forward? Because you're lying awake in bed thinking of worst case scenario over, oh, but what happens if this person doesn't like me anymore? Okay. When we escape from this catastrophism, we realize that when we make the decisions, it's never as bad as what our minds made it into being when we are lying awake in bed in the middle of the night worrying about it. So, Pisces, I encourage you to do work towards the recognition and acknowledgement that when our minds go into overdrive with this Nine of Swords, and our minds go into catastrophe and worst case scenario, and I'm going to ruin my child's life if I do this, and I'm going to ruin that person for the rest of their life if I break up with them, or my company needs me so badly I can't possibly quit at this time, despite the fact that it may be in your best interest to change or shift the dynamic between yourself and your partner, change or shift the dynamic between yourself and your child, to be whether it be, you know, you've got this beautiful job offer on the table and yet you still feel like you owe your old company something. This card, this catastrophism, this making mountains out of a molehill will stop your forward progression in its tracks. And it's something that I don't think there's a human alive on the planet who has not dealt with Nine of Swords energy. In fact, I'm 100% positive that 100% of humans experience the Nine of Swords at some point in time. But it's what we do with that Nine of Swords energy when we recognize that once we actually make the decision, make the choice, use the wands, Eight of Wands, Three of Wands energy. We move things forward. We put things into action in our reality. It's never as bad as our mind made it out to be. Never. Let's move into your final general overall outcome. I'm getting called over here to the fairies, and then we'll get to your yes, no question, Pisces. Oh, there was a card that jumped right up and then flipped right back into the deck. It didn't even flip over. I do have another card that when I put the deck down, it's definitely going to come out. And we've got cards here. They might fall out. Not sure. See what happens. All right. So as I drop all of this, what cards do we have? Yes, we have 1, 2, 3. You'll notice there's 3 cards here. So we're going to pull those out of the deck and take a look. All right. So we have the Six of Autumn, the Prince of Autumn, and the High Priestess coming in for you. Six of Autumn, also known as the Six of Pentacles, is the Karma card. This is the card that says what you put out into the world comes back to thee. If you can afford to give, please give and share. If you can't, don't be afraid to ask for some help. It's okay. Um, Six of Autumn sometimes can also indicate an influx of money into your life. If you've been generous in the past, sometimes money will be flowing back into you, but either way, a positive outcome for you. Also, this card plays into what I was talking about over here with this Nine of Swords, as well as this Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups energy about walking away from something that really, if you are sticking around in a relationship, a business partnership, if you're sticking around at a job that you absolutely hate, but you're staying because they need you so badly, if you are holding on for dear life in a relationship, that is no longer serving either one of you, any of these scenarios, then karmically speaking, you're not being fair to the other person as much as you're not being fair to yourself. And so I encourage you to really, really knuckle down and figure out what it is that you need to walk away from, because everything here is indicating that there's really good things on the horizon for you, Pisces. You also have the Princess of Autumn. This card corresponds to the Page of Pentacles. This is a card about happy news, possible promotions, possible travel related to work. Yeah. Did we hear that already in your reading? Yes, we have more than once with that Eight of Wands energy, with this traveling card coming up here, right? There is a possibility that there is a forward movement, forward push, shift in your career that may involve some travel here. Okay. Also, I do want to point out as well, this Page of Pentacles, which is the Princess of Autumn, sometimes can indicate that you need a little shove in order to get started. Have we heard that before in your reading? Yes, we have. With this Three of Wands showing up in your difficult influences, there is this hesitation to move forward and take action on what really needs to be done. And finally, you have the High Priestess. in your reading as the final card. The High Priestess is about tapping deeply into your intuition and really, really sensing what's right for you and then moving forward on that. She is the most intuitive, most psychic character in the tarot, and therefore she has a very strong calling towards really, really tapping into self. So, on that really beautiful note, I'm going to leave off this portion of your reading, Pisces, and we're going to dive into your yes no question. Please bring to mind your question that requires a yes no answer. Some people like to close their eyes and ask their question 2 or 3 times in their mind. And I'm just going to shuffle the deck until we have a card that jumps out for us. We do need a yes or a no. All right, we do have a whole bunch of cards that jumped out for you. So let's take the smaller portion and see what comes out. And there we go. All right. Pisces, in response to your yes, no question, your answer is you need to get more information. Get more information. And that was indicated by, you did have a card here about wanting to uh, maybe take some seminars, look into doing that kind of stuff. So there you go. All right, Pisces, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If you wouldn't mind clicking on that like button, subscribing. Also, if this resonated deeply and you're interested in a private consultation, my details are down below. And I would really like it if you allowed me the honor of providing you with your next reading in the middle of March.